short shade. So cover the man I become.
So care of the man I become. He's not raising his palate and lowering his larynx a lot as well. He's not doing what I become. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the studio with a good cup of coffee for one more vocal analysis. And you guessed correctly, as it's written on the title, down here we are listening to Ren once again, and we are listening to Hi Ren. Now, a couple things that I want to say. The first of them being that this is not a first-time reaction. I've heard this song before. In fact, I love this song. I got to know Ren because of this song. The second thing being that I'm recovering from a cold, so I wanted to pick a song that would be a bit chill to demonstrate whatever we have in terms of vocal schemes, vocal techniques inside the song. I don't know if I made the correct choice because we know how Ren is. He's always applying different techniques, different sounds, and of course we love that. But yeah, I heard this song before. In fact, this song was the first Ren song that I heard. It was the guitarist for my band. His name is Jackson. My band is called Mind Gaze. We were having a conversation because I have a background in psychology. My degree is in fact in psychology, and we were talking about mental health and music, and he recommended me. He was like, oh, it's nothing related to the kind of music that we listen to, the kind of music that we make, but you will like this guy. And then I heard this song. This was like a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, absolutely fantastic. I got paralyzed because of how good this was. It's been a while since I heard this song for the last time, and you guys are commenting a lot on my videos on Ren to make an analysis for this one, even though it won't be like the first time reaction because I actually know the song, but I've never analyzed it. So I thought, okay, I might as well just analyze it with you guys so that we have it registered and we talk about the techniques that he is using. So that's what we're doing today. But if you are new to the channel, my name is Kyle Lish. I'm a singer-songwriter and voice teacher. As a singer-songwriter, my latest single, Leave It All Behind, is out. You can stream it right now on your favorite streaming service, and that would mean the world to me, especially if you could leave your feedback as well, because I'm proud to say that I'm not only a vocal coach, but I'm also on the battlefield. I'm always writing music, recording music, releasing music, and having your feedback on my own music means a lot to me. And in fact, next week I'll be going to studio to shoot a music video for my next single. So stay tuned. You might like the previous one, and you might like the next one that I'm releasing next. When it comes to vocal coaching, vocal technique, my work is based on laryngeal physiology and biomechanics. So basically, what the muscles that we have inside our larynxes, they do in order to achieve the sounds that we have in contemporary singing. And this will also be what will guide us through this analysis here. You'll be listening to different sounds that Ren is making, and we'll be considering what we need to do in order to achieve similar sounds in our singing, when we are singing our own songs, when we are singing other songs, if you want similar sounds to those that we hear here. Alright, if you want to become my singing student, check out the link in the description below for all of the info on my online singing program, Building Your Voice, in there we cover a range of different topics inside vocal technique. We talk about how to belt, how to sing low notes, how to sing with compression and power, but also how to sing with a soft tone whenever you want to be really expressive with your voice. We talk about ornaments such as yodels, vibratos, runs, vocal distortions. Yeah! We have a complete module on vocal distortions, how to practice and apply them in a healthy way. In fact, I'm here recovering from a cold, and I can't apply vocal distortions because I know the correct technique, and that doesn't hurt me. That's what I want for you as well. Okay, so all of the info on my course, we have all of that and much more inside the platform, will be down below in the description. All of that said, let's dive right in. Let's listen to Hi Ren. Such an interesting concept art music video as well. I love this intro. It gives me Baroque vibes. That's yeah, it's so beautiful, so rich. The guitar in the song is so rich. And a lot of dissonance, of course. Ren always playing with our ears. this inside Vocal Anthropophysiology, which is the framework for my work as a teacher. This is a kind of vocal scheme that we call Gregorian voice. And I know you might be thinking right now, this is a falsetto, or this is a head voice. And that's one of the biggest challenges that we face inside vocal pedagogy, is how to name things inside vocal anthropophysiology. We understand that there are some misconceptions surrounding terms that are super strong in our everyday life, like falsetto and head voice, and we want to avoid those names. Now, in terms of physiology, the vocal folds are in passive tension, which means that we don't have as much muscle mass mobilized. The vocal folds are not super compressed. We are not applying a lot of strength, and we still have some subglottic pressure. We are sending air. We want to be heard. We want to send the voice forward. Yeah, high D. Yeah, he could be doing the same thing in the same pitches, the same melody in other vocal schemes, including other passive vocal schemes. This is a Gregorian voice, but if it did, that would be a breathy voice, which is something that he probably will be using later. For a guy, especially if you are not trained in contemporary singing techniques, just singing up there above the high C can be already a challenge. So don't stress. Some people will listen to this and they will be immediately, oh, I can't reach those notes. I'll never be able to sing that high. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that with the correct practice, you can sing those notes as well. All right? Because again, physiology. In contemporary singing, we focus on physiology, what the muscles do, how we can improve both our control over those muscles and the muscles' capabilities as well. We can make the muscles stronger. We can make the muscles more flexible. And we work on that, indeed, to make something like this happen. So don't stress yourself if right now it feels like a big challenge just to be able to hit those notes, because it might be, depending on your history of vocal stimulation, it might be a big challenge to sing those notes.
Hi there, Ren. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ren, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
So sometimes we have that vocal distortion there, which we call a phaser voice. But basically, instead of having a breathy voice like this, you add some compression, and then suddenly you have that distorted sound. And this is a distortion that we hear Ren using a lot in his songs. Yeah.
Needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound
Ren. Yeah. Sometimes something a bit heavier.
Man, I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren.
Something even super glottic, because the phaser is a kind of distortion that happens at the level of the vocal folds, but we also have structures above the vocal folds that can vibrate to create that distorted sound. Ren.
Sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect. I always
beautiful chord progression.
me and lie to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program. Rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place.
Okay, let's pay attention to that, because this is huge.
And then I do.
So first of all, he's narrowing spaces. The sound is becoming brighter.
Think that those doctors are really there to guide.
And you can do that by trying to lower the soft palate, making the vowels a bit brighter. So instead of saying I try to say and then I try to keep a vocal tract shape like this, and that makes it sound brighter. And he's even using facial expressions to get into that character, and that's the main thing about vocal technique, to be able to convey emotion, to tell a story using your voice, and this is the thing that he's a big expert at.
This a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take
Even the ice.
The pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program. Rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate.
Nah, and now suddenly we have something more towards passive schemes, the Gregorian voice again, but now lower, and more space to sound more vulnerable as well.
This time is different, man, trust me. I feel
Trust me, it's not super low larynx, super high palate. Oh, trust me. No. But he is, like, compared to the previous one, he is opening a bit more space. No, man. And it's way more vulnerable because now it is
like
passive.
things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see. You gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious.
Man! Okay, we have something a bit creakier in terms of distortion.
But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man.
Here we still have the arytenoid cartilages, which are glottic structures responsible for making the distortion. They are still hitting each other to produce that but now, the vocal tract is aiming for that really bright shape. Larynx is a bit higher, so that's what makes this adjustment here. This would be in the direction of a phaser creaky, not only a phaser, a balanced phaser, but a phaser creaky, which would be more crackling, and less hiss. The previous one would be more balanced.
You sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you, to manage expectations, provide you.
The breathy voice, and how he is using the breathy voice, again, to convey someone that's trying to dissimulate you. Yeah, and the thing about Ren is that he has so many characters that are himself, that is so deep in itself, and it portrays so well the function, again, that we have in vocal technique of conveying emotion, of expressing what you want to express, what you want the audience to feel, using the sounds that you produce. That's just incredible. That's amazing.
Respected, that thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore.
And the fact that he's pretty much writing lyrics about those topics that are so dear to musicians. Like, he's pretty much talking about his insecurities, he's talking about his mental health, he's talking about his fears and his hopes. That's just like something, oftentimes, and I catch myself doing that all the time as well. We will be writing songs and we want to talk about us internally, and we will be purposely vague, we will be purposely full of metaphors, and part of it will be because we are trying to hide behind that song. Because if it is vague enough, maybe it's not about me. If it's vague enough, maybe it's not about my own life. And what Ren does here is pretty much the opposite. He's talking about himself. He's being as open as a human being can possibly be. And guys, since I heard this song, every opportunity that I have to recommend music to someone, Hi Ren.
Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath it. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies, Mephistophelies, truth in the black.
The bright sounds. And I got so deep into the song that I was like, wait, I'm analyzing it here. Yeah, again, it's interesting how he portrays that character, that it is, let's say, that's assuming that function of a villain in the story, and it just makes him really, really bright sounding and, yeah, nasal.
The deceitful pretender, the banished,
distorted.
avenger, the righteous surrender when standing in front of my solar eclipse. My name is stitched to your...
And of course, chaos in the song. We have a lot of dissonance. Everything is super fast. If this were to be played on guitar, like electric guitar, I'm pretty much hearing a pretty heavy metal riff right there.
lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal. Feeble and normal, you wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
Back to the beginning.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking
I thought he was about to do the high notes again.
some time to be distant. I've been taking some
No, breathy voices again. Yet another character and more chill. Alright?
time to be still. I've been
Super low. When it comes to the breathy voice, in terms of vocal health, when we want the adjustment to be sustainable, when we want it to be healthy, to be safe, a rule that we have is try to make the sound nasal/bright. Because raising the larynx will reduce the drying effect of a breathy voice. However, we don't need to follow that rule if we are singing low. Okay, it is fine to sing with a lower larynx in a breathy voice if we are down here. And that's part of what he's doing there with this new adjustment there. It's still a breathy voice, but now his vocal tract shape is a bit more vertical.
taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the...
Oh! A warm voice there. When we are singing with active vocal folds, we have a big division that will happen below E4 and above E4. When it is below E4, chances are we are talking about a crooner voice. Hey, the voice that I'm using to speak to you right now. Active vocal folds, lower range, pretty much the adjustment that we use to speak if you tend to speak with active vocal folds. Because some people speak with passive vocal folds, and that's alright. But if you tend to speak with active vocal folds, you're pretty much using a crooner voice. But then, when we are singing above the E4, then it's an adjustment, it's a vocal scheme that inside vocal anthropophysiology we call warn voice. It is the voice that you would use to warn someone about something in an anthropological everyday behavior context. That's what he's using there, and that's also pretty much what we refer to in singing as belting. Alright? Of course, when we are talking about singing, we want to control volume, we want to have the adjustment as refined as possible. It's not 100% the adjustment that happens in everyday life, but that's the idea. Okay, the voice that you would use to warn someone about something. Hey, no!
It's your shape. So coward the man I've become. It's your shape. So coward the man I've become.
So care of the man I become. He's not raising his palate and lowering his larynx a lot as well. He's not doing what I become. No, we still have a brighter sound. Care of the man I become. But everything is just so balanced in terms of pressure levels. He's not increasing the pressure too much here. He's not making it too bright and not increasing a lot the subglottic pressure either. Everything is super balanced.
Come when I sing from the top of my
Lungs. And then, every now and then, it's also because of his accent, but not only that, he will seek that schwa vowel shape, that lung. But even when he does that, is not 100%. We still have some brightness there. Lungs.
that I won't retire. I'll stand in your fire, inspire that make to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise.
Some distortions. So good, so good.
In the music that I left behind, ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
And all the high notes. Playing a lot with runs. Still with the Gregorian voice, but his, when we talk about ornamentation techniques, that's pretty much it. He's doing runs, he's scatting, all while he keeps the fundamental, the base vocal scheme as the Gregorian voice. High F there. Amazing.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare. But there were victims, and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
We must not forget. Yeah, and this is like this is me after listening to Hi Ren, even though again it's not the first time that I listened to this, that I watched the video. Fantastic singer, and his musicianship is like out of this world. I like to say that it's so hard nowadays to create something that will have other people here and call that unique. Oh, I never heard something like this, or nothing ever hit me the way that this did. The elements themselves are not new, but the way that he organizes them to create a musical experience, which is what that is not as strong as a musical experience, just out of this world. If by any chance you're getting in this video because you know my work and you follow my work, and I really appreciate that, but you do not know Ren, please stop what you're doing right now. Go watch more of his videos, go stream more of his songs, because the guy is just out of this world good. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of the song, what you think of my analysis, of course. If you want to become a singing student, check out the link in the description to get all of the info on my online singing program, Building Your Voice, and that we cover all of these techniques here and much more. We talk about how to belt, we talk about how to sing with soft sounds, to be expressive with your voice, the way that Ren here is so skillful at doing. And yeah, vocal distortions, ornaments, all of that and much more. So check the link in the description to get all the info on my online singing program. Please stream my music. I'll leave a card up here for you to go to the playlist with my original songs. I would love if you could listen to them and let me know your thoughts on them. That would mean the world to me. Alright, that's all for the day. You have a great day. You enjoy your coffee as well. Mine is over. See you in the next one.